This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. Do you want better mental health? Then BetterHelp is for you. It is affordable, accessible, and most importantly, personalized online therapy. There is a special offer to the Lucie pod listeners. You can get 10% off your first month of professional therapy at betterhelp.com/theluciepod. That's better, HELP.com/theluciepod. Thanks again to BetterHelp for sponsoring this episode. Please remember that the Lucie pod is not a replacement for professional medical advice. If you have questions or concerns about your own amazing brain, please speak to a medical professional. I wish to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land on which I speak to you all today, the peoples of the Kulin Nation. Always was, always will be Aboriginal land. Hello everyone and welcome back to the Lucie pod. I hope that you are all well and are staying safe. Have a few more updates on the driving and reading front. Today, I drove on the freeway 4 times and not just, you used the ramp on the freeway. I was on the literal freeway today 4 times. And for those of you that are new here, this is a big deal. So round of applause for me, you guys. How many of you can say that you were on the freeway 4 times as an ADHD driver? Exactly. Not that many of us. Pretty impressive. And it was a good time. I was laser focused. I was very good. I actually didn't make any critical or dangerous errors, and my dad was very happy with me. The only issue that I have that's particularly obvious when I'm driving, whether it is like on the freeway or not, is, and I think I said this before, I can't gauge the distance. So when my dad asks me to change lanes or to merge, and I have to indicate right and see if there's any cars coming, there are, but I can't sort of visually know. Like I have a hard time guesstimating how far they are, and people are thinking that's really dumb because if they look far away, but I don't feel like I'll have enough time. So he'll say, go, merge, it's safe. And I'll see it's safe. But my brain is like, no, the car's too close. You can't merge. I don't know how to explain it, but I can't visually sort of calculate the distances. So that can sometimes make merging a little stressful. But the great thing about driving or anything like this is practice makes you not perfect, but more comfortable. So I don't know if I'll ever get better with this visual perception thing. It could just be a Lucie thing, could be an ADHD thing, or a combination of both. But the more and more I do it, the better it will get. I won't be perfect at it. So that's the first update. The next one is that I have read 3 books in a month. I'm very proud of myself. So obviously this month, January, I've already read 3 books, and they are the 3 books. Are they the 3 books? No, they are the 2 books that I spoke about in my previous episode, and then there's another one that I finished reading but I didn't mention. So the first one, for those of you who don't remember, I read The Maidens by Alex Michaelides and Idle by Louise O'Neill, and I also read another Michaelides book called The Silent Patient. And now I am currently reading Branches by Rhiannon McGavin, I'm Glad My Mum Died, Jeanette McCurdy, and Released by Lucie Christopher. But I read those 3 others, and I'm very, very, very proud. And not to be competitive or anything or to brag, but I think it's pretty cool. I'm feeling really good about it. My brain's feeling good. Not that my brain was feeling bad, but I noticed that during COVID and even post-COVID, I noticed something was missing a bit, and I thought maybe it's a bit of post-COVID sadness, just general stress, or just change in my brain chemistry. But I really do think I can put it down to not having a I want to say not non-intelligent outlet, but like TikTok isn't an outlet. And I think my lack of outlet in reading sort of, I wouldn't say changed my brain chemistry. I'm not trying to say that like not reading damages your brain, but it definitely had an impact on me. And I just noticed feeling a lot better now that I'm reading a lot more. And some of you might be listening thinking that's not a thing, or scientifically that's not possible. But whether it is or not, whether it's placebo, I'm feeling good. And that's not a bad thing to think. Reading makes me feel better. It is making my brain feel a lot better. So there is that. So that's my driving and reading update. But if I end it here, that's only a 5-minute episode and I want to milk it a little more. So this episode's a little bit impromptu. I mean, the driving and reading bit wasn't, but what else is going on? Oh, well, eventually I'm going to be doing another episode with Trent. I think I already told you guys that. And I'm keen on doing more. I keep saying this. I like my ADHD decoded episodes, and I have my own characters that I want to do. I've got a whole list of people I want to go through, but I'd love to hear from you guys. What are some characters that you think are ADHD coded that you'd like me to cover? Because I'm sure there's some great shows or great books even, or great, what else? Movies that have ADHD coded characters that I don't even know about. So please recommend. And if there are any in the Marvel Cinematic Universe that I have missed or that I'm going to miss, please let me know. We're going to be covering Spider-Man next, I think, with Trent. But if you have any, let me know. Even if they're not necessarily like ADHD coded, but they're bordering on it or just have a bit of an ADHD trait, I would love to hear about it, but I'm very keen to do that. So this is kind of actually an episode for Trent. Trent, we need to set aside a time where we can record this ADHD decoded episode because it'll be fun. And I finally come around to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I also am planning on doing another ep with Trent, which is kind of a surprise. I won't talk about that one. He knows what I'm talking about. That one's going to be good. So you guys have 2 episodes with Trent to look forward to. I want to do another update with Mum and Dad. I think it'd be good fun. I'm just brainstorming with you guys. And I want to do one about The Sims and how Sims sort of deals with ADHD. This has become a brainstorming episode. Have fun. Are you guys tuning out yet? Are you guys not listening yet? Oh, wait. You still here? Aw. Thanks, you guys. Yeah, no, I'm just on a bit of a high. I'm really happy I did the freeway 4 times. And the minute I got home, I said, Dad, thanks so much for taking me on the road, but I got to go tell the Lucie pod listeners. And he was like, I get it. It's very impressive. 4 times today. It's pretty iconic. And I think I deserve another round of applause. Thank you, Trent. You can insert those there. I'm nowhere near ready doing the test. That's still niggling at the back of my head, the test, but hopefully I will get there. And I reckon, I don't know if I want to document the lead up to the test. I might document it, me before and after the test. And once I do get my license, I'll release those episodes, because it's super embarrassing to release a string of episodes preparing for the test and the night before being I'm going to do my test, and then the next episode saying I failed. It would be a lot more triumphant or interesting for there to be the lead up and then for me to have actually, gotten my license and passed it. So we'll see, but I definitely want to document that experience because I think it'll be good for other ADHDers. But I do really want to hear from you guys, any ADHD drivers, especially when that time comes that I'm doing the test. I want to hear from you all. I want to know how you did with your test. How did you cope? Because as much as I'm happy and on a high about doing that freeway, it's still niggling at the back of my head I'm going to have to do a test. I'm going to have to do a test. I'm going to have to do a test. And I feel because it's a test, and my brain doesn't do well with tests, it's going to automatically self-sabotage, and I'm going to stuff up at the test and forget everything I knew, even though I know it all. Do you feel what I mean? Imagine you're doing a music concert. You learned that piece back to front, you know it. And then once you get in front of the audience, it's you don't remember. I feel that's going to be me with the driving. So please, anyone listening who has done the driving test or is coming up on it, what did you do to prepare? How did your brain not self-sabotage? Obviously it's self-sabotage. I don't want to do it on purpose, but I just feel that's going to happen. But I shouldn't keep thinking about that because the test is far away. I am nowhere near ready to do the test, but it's at the back of my head and it scares me because all of this driving can't be for nothing, right? I'm doing all of this practice for that test. So it's hard to not think about it, because otherwise I wouldn't be doing it. I wouldn't be doing all of this. If I wasn't going to go for my test at the end, wouldn't have bothered with the lessons, wouldn't have bothered with anything. So it's just always at the back of my mind that these driving lessons are sort of part of the bigger plan. I sound like a conspiracy theorist, like this is part of the big new world order. But it really is. So guys, reassure me. Oh my God, what if I fail the test like so many times? Oh, my episodes are going to be so negative after that. Oh, so much to think about. Oh! Give me a moment. Trent, insert some fun music. I've thought about it. In the lead up to my test, I'm not going to do any practicing. No, that's stupid. I don't know what I'm saying. This is what happens when you try to fill the void in an episode. You start talking rubbish. Anyway, let's go back to the positives. Let's reiterate. I drove on the freeway 4 times today, and I should be proud of myself. The more I do it, the more comfortable I feel, and the better I will feel about the test. That is what I need to repeat to myself. That is the mantra that I need to carry. This is all part of a greater plan, and it will be okay. That sounds so suspicious, so doomsday. This is part of a greater plan. But it is. All of this practice is for good reason. I will be fine on the day of the test. I will feel more prepared than I am. I need to tell myself that. I will feel more prepared, more apt than I feel right now. And that's normal. It's a long way away. I might not even do the test this year. It might be in a year or in a few more years. I will get there. I've already improved so much. I never thought I'd be able to drive as someone with ADHD. I really thought it was going to be one of the last things I would do. Like it was just one of those things I couldn't do. Like, okay, I learned how to tell the time, tie my laces, do math, have a job where it involves numbers, do analytical things that tire my brain out, motor skills, all of that. I knew I could do those things. I could meet those milestones. I never thought I could do that with driving. And I am. I literally can drive. I can drive. So I will eventually get there. It might take me longer, which will be annoying, but I'll get there, you guys. So please keep sharing. I still get lovely DMs from you guys about your driving experience, but I'd like to hear a bit more about people who are in the process of doing the test or who have just done it. What did you do? I'd love to hear from you guys, but keep the lovely DMs going. I appreciate them greatly. You are all wonderful. Enjoy this fine day, even though this episode won't maybe go up tonight, but enjoy this lovely sunny weather. Be good, stay safe, and do not forget to listen to me on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts from, on the Lucie Pod. Like, follow, share me, and of course, follow me on Instagram and Facebook at the Lucie Pod. Do not forget to show me some love on all of those platforms, and I will see you later with a new episode, hopefully with Trent talking all about Spider-Man and his ADHD. Bye! Thanks again to BetterHelp for sponsoring this episode. Don't forget the special offer to the Lucie Pod listeners. You can get 10% off your first month of professional therapy at betterhelp.com/theluciepod. That's better, HELP.com, the Lucie Pod.